Hello and welcome. How are you guys doing tonight? So glad that you can make it out this evening for Winterfest 2018 at the Waterbury Arts Magnet School. I'm Holly Gillis. I teach digital music. I have the great fortune of doing that at the best school in this city, in this state, in this universe, with the best kids that you guys provide. They are fantastic, and you're going to see how great they sound tonight. I heard them earlier today. I don't want to be a spoiler, but they're awesome. They sound fantastic. So tonight we have our WAMS Orchestra. We also are going to have the pleasure of hearing our concert band. The WAMS Orchestra is under the direction of Miss Mary Case. And I just wanted to take a minute to thank our administrators, Miss Lauren Elias, Joe Knoll, Dr. Stasitis, and Mrs. Deely, because they are a pleasure to work with, and they support teachers, your students, and all of our surrounding schools community here at the Arts Magnet School. So let's give them a round of applause. Thanks for being here, guys. Without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our awesome MC. Tonight, we have a student MC, and his name is Edwin. He's the man, the myth, the legend. Edwin Cortez. You guys give it up.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on how you woke up to get here. And welcome to our Winterfest 2018 Band and Orchestra Concert. So first up, we have our orchestra. So there's actually 3 orchestras coming up today. We have first our spring orchestra. So the first one is Spring from Vivaldi's School Year. Spring is a movement from one of Vivaldi's most infamous concertos, The Four Seasons. This version of the Spring is an excerpt taken from the piece entitled A Vivaldi School Year, arranged by Calele Grisella. The next song we have is our first time in WAM's history. We actually have a play. It's going to be narrated by me. You all laugh at my horrible French accent. I have to do that. So it's going to be for a story about the beginners of our WAMS band. It's so simple, yet with the story it makes it so complex and so masterful, you know? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. After that, we have Ragtime Fiddles. Ragtime Fiddles is a lovely country sound in a piece composed by Angelina Harmon. It reminds me of those days when I went on vacations to Pennsylvania with my grandfather. It will take you places that you just imagine just traveling with your family on a hot spring day. Once upon a time, there was an old gray goose who lived on a farm. The farm belonged to a lady whom everyone knew as Aunt Rhody. Aunt Rhody said to herself, "That gray goose is getting awfully old. I better cook him for my holiday dinner this year before he gets too tough to eat." Aunt Rhody's neighbor on the next farm was Pierre, the French chef. Pierre said to Aunt Rhody, "Hello, Aunt Rhody. What can I do for you on this beautiful day?" Aunt Rhody responded with, "Well, I'd like to borrow your big roasting pan. I'm going to cook that old gray goose for my holiday dinner." And then Pierre, who was horrified at the comment, "Oh, mon Dieu, don't cook the grey goose. Perhaps you'll change your mind after you have eaten some of my hot cross buns." After having the hot cross buns for a snack with Pierre, she responded with, "Those hot cross buns were very, very delicious, Pierre, but I'm still going to cook that goose tomorrow." And then Pierre responded with, "How can you be so cruel?" Aunt Rhody responded with, looking very, very insulted, "Well, I'm no more cruel than that girl Mary. Haven't you heard about her?" Pierre said, "Let's gossip." Aunt Rhody responded with, "Well, I heard for the dinner the other night, Mary had a little lamb." Pierre was very upset, so that night he went to go see the Grey Goose. Pierre said, "Do you know, mon ami, that Aunt Rhoda was planning to have you for dinner tonight?" The Grey Goose responded, "Delightful! What if she's serving?" Pierre loudly pointed at him, "You! She's having you for dinner! You need to get out of here! Go down to the river and use my boat to get out of here!" Next morning, Pierre went to go see Aunt Rhody. He knew he had to tell her what he did with the Grey Goose. Aunt Rhody responded with, "Oh, that's all right, Pierre. I was really very fond of that goose. I could have never cooked him. As a matter of fact," she started having tears in her eyes, "I miss him already."
Thank you. 。
as Aunt Rhody was crying because she never would see the Grey Goose again, he walks right through the door, and he says, "Don't cry, Aunt Rhody. I know you'd never be mean enough to cook me." Aunt Rhody was tears still in her eyes. "Oh dear, I'm so sorry you had to run away and rode down the river that cold night." The old Grey Goose responded with, "Well, at least something good happened on the way down the river. I met a new friend. His name is Turkey Lurkey. Would you care to meet him sometime?" Aunt Rhody's stomach grumbled at just the right moment. She said, "Oh, I most certainly would." The old Grey Goose, Aunt Rhody, and Pierre all laughed and joined hands and danced a lovely polka. The end. This case approached me during lunch, then bribed me to do the play.
And then they continued the party at a hoedown with ragtime fiddles.
So, Winter from the Four Seasons. It's one of the four pieces for music from Antonio Vivaldi. Winter from the Seasons takes a snowy and cold of our current season and breathes it a whole new life. Each season is made to be programmatic, meaning they tell a story. Mixed into this song is a slow movement between two fast moments, so you can hear the calm before the storm. After is Winter Milky Way. I messed it up during practice too. So, the image of this music is the color white. If I could express this whiteness in my music, I believe it would be a pleasant experience for me. The words of the composer, Yukio Nishimura, perfectly describes our next piece of music, A Milky Winter Way. Just 2 months ago, I remember when I used to wake up from my 5 blankets, and I just walk up to the kitchen and go in my fridge and grab a nice cold cup of apple cider. This next song, Add Autumn from the Four Seasons, is supposed to capture that feeling inside of your mind and really reflect it inside your imaginations. Like, who hasn't had a cold cup of apple cider in the morning in October? Come on now. So the other song is another imaginary song. All these songs you have to imagine something in order to really understand it. So next song is Sleigh Ride. So I want you guys to imagine in a frozen park, you're on a sleigh drawn by a horse, and you're all with your loved ones, nice, warm, and a limited amount of cocoa. You can't beat that. There's nothing more Christmas than that. Well, there is more Christmas stuff, but that's all how you celebrate it.
I'm so happy and so fortunate to be working with your children at this school. Every day, they bless me with their wonderful music and with their wonderful talent. I also have to give a shout out to my student tutors. Our Waterbury Symphony tutors/mentors just started with us last week, and I have to give a shout out to them too. But the students, I really feel like we're a family. They stepped up this year. I said, could you please take this group out for a sectional? Could you please tune all these cellos that forever were going out of tune during this weather? And they did. So thank you, and Edwin, to you.
You know, before I do, you have a special announcement for yourself. So I'm pleased to announce that Miss Case here has been nominated for Magnet School Teacher of the Year Award. You know we weren't going to let you get away with it. So, introducing, so you guys heard Winter and the Autumn Orchestra, and now we're going to combine them both. It's a beautiful thing. So next we have an Appalachian Carol. No winter concert complete without a carol song, am I right? Am I right? Yeah, there you go. You guys gotta answer me sometimes. This song is a combination of Appalachian folk style music with the joy of the season. The unique part of this tune is how the melodies pass from section to section. So like throwing balls back and forth, you know, like baseballs? Yeah. So in this song, imagine you're going to the Appalachian Mountains for a smoky, snowy Christmas Eve. After we have Sinfonia No. 1, Antonio Vivaldi served as the master music at Aspaldi della Pianta in Venice. It was here he taught orphan girls to play strings at a high level. That must have been a real challenge because music brings people together, and that's what we're all here for. So, in this position he was in, he trained everyone there, and he composed Sinfonia No. 1 while he was training everyone there. Okay, so next song, I'm just going to say a few words. You guys can figure out the rest. Jingle bells. Figure out the rest.